Welcome to Geomatics. This is question 11 of the Wassce Nov-Dec 2023 exams. The first question says that a point P, 2 minus 1, and the lines x minus 4y plus 1 is equal to 0. And then 2x minus 3y minus 3 is equal to 0 are in a plane. If the lines intersect at a point Q, find the coordinates of Q, the equation of the line which passes through P and Q, and then the length of PQ vector. To find Q, it means that we have to find the point of intersection of these two lines. That is, the lines intersect at the point Q. So the Q is a point at which the two lines intersect. And to do that, it means you have to solve these two equations simultaneously. The values of x and y are going to be the coordinate of the point Q. So let's rewrite the equations. That is A. So we have x minus 4y plus 1 is equal to 0. Then we have 2x minus 3y minus 3 is equal to 0. I will rewrite the two equations and then I'll take the constants to the right. So it becomes minus 1. Then I'll rewrite this as 2x minus 3y is equal to positive 3. Then I can now solve them simultaneously. So let me rewrite the equations. We have x minus 4y is equal to minus 1. I'll call this equation 1. Then 2x minus 3y is equal to 3. I'll call that equation 2. Okay. So I would solve this by elimination. So I will multiply the equation 1 by 2 so that the x will all have 2 in front of them. Okay. So I'll say equation 1 times 2. So I'll just say 2 times x gives us 2x. 2 times minus 4y gives us minus 8y. 2 times minus 1 gives us minus 2. So this is still equation 1, but it has been multiplied. So I will just call it equation 3. And then I'll rewrite equation 2 So this is still equation 2. So I'll just say then that subtract, and I'll say 3, that's equation 3, minus 2. In doing that, I'll first of all take the value of x here. 2x minus 2x gives us 0. Then minus 8y minus 3y. Don't forget, since you are going to do a subtraction, preferably I sometimes put a bracket around that equation and put a minus here. So 2x minus 2x gives us 0. Minus 8y minus gives us a plus. So minus 8y minus is plus 3y, giving us still a negative of what? 5y. Then minus 2 minus 3 gives us minus 5. So I'm going to get minus 5y is equal to minus 5. This minus and minus cancels out. The same way, the 5 and the 5 cancels out. So y is equal to 1. Okay. Now that we know the value of y, I will just say I'll label this as equation 4 and just say put equation 4 into equation 1, the original equation 1. So I get x minus 4y, but now our y is 1, is equal to minus 1. Then I'll get x minus 4 is equal to minus 1. Then x becomes minus 1. Minus 4 crosses and becomes positive 4. Then x is now equal to 4 minus 1, giving us 3. So the coordinate of Q, which is the x value, the y value, is equal to Q. The x is 3 and the y is 1. Okay, now that we know Q, the second part says the equation of the line which passes through P and Q. To also go about that, we have to first of all find the gradient. So this is our P. The coordinate of P was given as 2 minus 1. And now we know our Q as 3, 1. We need a gradient. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I will label my P as x1, y1, and then Q as x2, y2. So y2 is now 1 minus y1 is minus 1. Then we have x2 is 3 minus x1, which is 2. So 1 plus 1 is giving us 2, and 3 minus 2 is giving us 1. So the gradient M is giving us a 2. Okay, now that we know the gradient, let's write the equation of a line. The equation of a line is given by y minus y1 is equal to M. Then we have x minus x1. Now that we know this, all we need to do is to choose either P or Q as our point that we are going to use. We could use either of them. So preferably, I'm going to use point Q since they all have positive values. So 3 and 1. So this becomes my x1 and my y1 in this case. So y minus y1, which is what? 1, is equal to M, which is our gradient, is 2. And then x minus, what is x1? 3. So we now have y minus 1 is equal to 2x minus 2 times this gives us minus 6. So we can make y the subject, or we can bring everything to one side and equate it to 0. Okay, so in making y the subject, it becomes y is equal to 2x minus 6 plus 1. Then y becomes 2x minus 6 plus 1 gives us minus 5. You could end here, or you can choose to bring everything y to the left hand side. 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Either this or this are all the equations of the line. So the equation of the line which passes through P and Q is given by this. Okay, so going to I, we have find the magnitude of PQ vector. So I to find the magnitude of PQ vector, we have PQ vector magnitude. First of all, we have to express the PQ vector in component form, and that gives us OQ minus OP, which is going to give us, we have Q to be 3, 1. So we have 3, 1 minus P, which is also 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. This is going to give us 3 minus 2, giving us 1, and 1 minus minus 1, giving us 2. So finding the magnitude, we now know PQ vector length is equal to, use this formula, which is what? X squared plus y squared. That is the x component squared minus, plus the y component squared, which is going to give us, x is 1, so 1 squared plus 2 squared, where the 2 is what? For the y. And that is going to give us square root of 1 plus 4, which is equal to square root of 5, which can also be written into decimal as 2.23606. Therefore, we can say that PQ vector magnitude or length is given as what? Square root of 5 units, or 2.2361 units. That is what 4 decimal places, which I like to take it to. Now let's go to the B part. The B part says that if log x minus 2 to the base b is equal to log y to the base b minus 3, find y in terms of x and b. What you have to note is that because y minus 3 wasn't put in bracket, it means that it is not a single expression which should be bracketed. So it should be log y to the base of what b separated from the 3. So in solving this, let's rewrite the question. We have log x minus 2 to the base b is equal to log y to the base b minus 3. In solving this, let me rewrite the left hand side to the base b and express this 3 in the form of log to the base b. So that gives us log y to the base b minus 3, okay, log b to the base b. The log b to the base b will give us 1. Okay, that's very good. So all we are supposed to do is rewrite the left hand side, log x minus 2 to the base b is equal to, taking now that they are all having a base b, we can first of all log y to the base b minus this 3 goes and raises this to the power. So we have log b to the power 3 base b. And according to the laws of logarithm, if there is a minus, you're going to do log the value in front here, which is y, over the value here, which is what? B cube, all to the base b. So we can put this in a bracket. Now, since both sides are having the log to the base b, we can take the anti-log of both sides, and then it cancels out the log, and then we are going to be getting x minus 2 on the left, then y over b power 3 on the right. But the question says we should express or find y in terms of x and b. That means make y the subject. So y is giving us, this goes and multiplies that. We have b raised to the power 3 multiplying x minus 2. So we are basically done. So this is the value for y, or this is y in terms of what? X and b.